This is the box. That's decent box. The bag, semi-hard, familiar from many others. Wow, look at this. Is crazy what you get in here. Look at the 3 batteries. This looks like some type of a thing that you put at the top here. Yep. GPS. Okay, you can fly with or without that. 3 big old huge batteries that charge USB-C. Remote. Little screen. GPS button, power button. A place to put knobs. No knobs in it. They're probably in the bag somewhere. I see a little cutout here. I don't exactly know what that's about. Oh, 3 AA's and oddly unfolding drone style, but I mean, I can't complain about it. Look how sleek it is. I can't complain about anything with this drone because it just seems to be a lot in this package compared to some, or most, let's even say most. I'm gonna have to fly it to give you a verdict, because it could be as nice looking as you want. If it doesn't fly, that's a deal breaker. But just taking out the box, I'm pretty blown away. That's your screen. Yeah, lots going on there. GPS on, off. Yeah, lots of stuff. So I'll go ahead and get things situated and get this thing in the air. So it looks like this quick start guide tells you put the batteries in, turn things on. Alright, I got that done. Then it's just to push this button. Short press. So I'm gonna hit this. So then I'm gonna go ahead and rotate the drone. Should calibrate. Alright, okay, so we got a beep. Really fumbly. Okay, so the next thing is gyroscope calibration. So basically short press the second button that's on this left side. Pressing remote control DI sound. The drone. Okay. DI sound again. That way, saying it's done. All right. So now, after that, we go into outdoor takeoff. So this is like the part, because I've had many drones at this point in life. This is the part where I want to demonstrate that somebody can get one of these and not have to have a phone involved, which can be an aggravation. So the grass is pretty high and it's got high feet, so I think we'll be all right. So I'm going to hold both sticks in, no dice, both sticks out, no dice. Let me investigate that. Okay folks, it shows you on there that you need satellites to do it. So as soon as I got enough satellites, it started spinning. So then I'm gonna give it some throttle. Try to keep this where you guys can see it. So the throttle thing, for it not working, that was completely my fault. So at the end of the day, I can't say anything bad about the drone because of that. That was all me. That's like staying by itself in position, no hands. So that's pretty stable. Let me grab my sunglasses though. Alright, so I'm gonna fly it around. See how it feels. It's very less than perfect on yaw control. You can't hardly turn. See, the drone has made it in the other direction before you can go where you want it to go. So, but if you go around slow enough, you're good. Now let's see about a rate button. And I'm fully comfortable with this thing letting go to controls because it seems to sit pretty good. Alright, I see a rate. All right, we're gonna go to 3. All right, it does everything I want to do. It's not the, whoa, kind of drops back into GPS abruptly like some of the more fancier ones do. I'm gonna step up so the sun is not directly in my eye and face the other direction. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much more battery. This will be perfect if you want to learn how to fly, because you can just release the controls. And I don't know, as soon as I said that, it started doing a return to home or something. Yep, that's what it's doing. I gotta figure out how to stop that from doing it, because I don't want it to do that. I could have landed right where I was much more comfortably than what it's doing. So yeah, I don't see any buttons on here that correspond to that. And it's still sitting in one spot now. And I can't bring it down. Like, down, 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 nothing. Yeah, I don't like this. And it's beeping and beeping and beeping, and it won't come down. All right, there we go. Finally coming down. That's ridiculous. And look, it doesn't want to land either. All right, there we go. It's on the ground, so that's that. So this is the P17 Pro drone. You can go through all of these things in the front of this manual, but at the end of the day, they're all just different languages, and they all end up at the exact same information in the end as the one that I'm going to show you in English. So I'm going to go to past the safety procedures. This is covering buttons and stuff. We don't need that. Put your batteries in. We don't need that, right? We're past that. Flight safety guidance. We don't need that right now. We already figured it. Takeoff steps. We already surpassed that. Calibration, we covered that. Gyroscope, we covered that. Outdoor takeoff, we covered all of that. Unlocking, I'm just showing you the whole book. If you're getting aggravated, please bear with me. Joystick, introduction, how to fly, all of that. We don't need that, right? We already been flying around. Photo recording. I've been looking around. I don't even see a memory card. So I got to figure out, is it just doing it to the phone in the situation where you have a phone connected? That could be the only thing. It doesn't have an external card. Introduction of lighting. So like, I don't get what this is saying. Just the green and the, you know, okay, the green and the red. That's all that means. They show the device on top, and then we go into problem solving. They don't talk about the device on top at all. Then it goes into this same picture I showed you on the other ones where you could scan and get the app. We already got the app, so we don't need that. I don't need to connect to Wi-Fi. I already done that. All of that stuff works fine. And this is that last page I show you on all the other books in front of here, whereas it gives you a whole resolution of what's going on, but it doesn't explain this little thing on top at all. And the fact that it's not working, I don't know, but this is a cheap drone. I tried to go back and look at the price of it so I could see it in this video, but I can't find, it's not even listed anymore. But I'm remembering it was 20 bucks. So at that price, you don't expect to get much. What I'm gonna tell you is for 20 bucks, I am blown away 10 times over. Now, like I covered, this is a gimmick at best because it'll run right into stuff with it. Plus, I don't see any directions on it. Probably was an afterthought, no telling how that works. The only other thing it comes with, in case somebody's saying, there's another manual right there. This is the one I showed y'all in the beginning, how to take off and all that. Doesn't cover anything about that device. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna switch back to the drone. I'm gonna go ahead and try and do some of those maneuvers and see if I can get anything to work. I got the drone fired up. There's a message that comes up as soon as you start it that I missed. Of course, I didn't start the recording early enough, but it doesn't matter for these purposes. You can take off in pretty high grass. That's another thing. It's got huge feet. But the message says something about SD card removed, which, oh, it looks like the screen is locked up, but let's see. I'm showing my GPS having 0 satellites. I set it out there in the grass. So hopefully when I get some satellites, I can take it off. I could just press the GPS button, I believe, and then take off without it. But let's let it do its thing. I'm going to pause. It's not ever getting GPS. So I'm going to go ahead and do the calibration. It might be one of those ones that requires you to calibrate. Spin it until I hear a beep. There's no messages on the screen. Obviously, you can see that. All right. It says GPS location successful. So, all right, it finally got GPS. I'm going to go ahead and spin it this way and see if that does something. I show 6 satellites, so maybe I'll just count my losses and forget about that calibration. Hold the sticks together. Okay, it unlocked. You can see that on the screen. That's cool. I'm going to go ahead and give it some juice. All right, it went straight on up. So I'm going to walk it over here. And we're going to see what we can do with this sucker. I'm above everything at this level. Yep, so try to get it where it can see me. I'm gonna hit the camera down button. There we go. It's kind of glitchy, but that's cool. I'm gonna hit the drone button there. Single waypoint, let's see. Enable waypoint mode. I don't know that I want to play with this at all, even to try to display to you guys, because I don't want this thing flying away or something weird. Gesture, turn gesture on mode. All right. I don't know if I'm too far for that kind of stuff, or too high, or both. But it's so stable. Look at this. The camera's trash. Don't get me wrong. Don't expect to get any usable video. I mean, but you can see me, right? So, you know, it can't be too bad. All right. Faces following, people follow. Let's hit that. Turn off gesture mode. Yep. Not follow me there. If you have the time to play with all of this stuff, I'm convinced something works. But the main thing I'm mostly concerned with is this thing is staying in one spot while I'm doing all of this. You know, music, what is that? Oh Lord. You can select tracks and such. I don't know what that would be useful for. Filter, screen rotation, PTZ, drone location. Yep, so you got a lot of choices here, and like I said, you could take your time and play with them all, but just from my personal opinion, I would say it's all gimmicky. But the fact that this thing can fly the way it does is the biggest thing. Like, you know, look at that. Let me get this camera up so you guys aren't looking at just the ground. For a $20 drone, I just can't, you know, it does weird things. Like right now, I don't know what that looked like on camera, but I was just trying to do forward flight and eventually got low enough where it just hit the ground. And it actually looked like it was about to land. And then it, yeah, so I'm saying all this to say, if you can find this thing for sale, and if it's at the price that I'm telling you, go ahead and buy it, because there's no thought behind it. Brushless motors, 3 batteries, all the features that they're boasting. This is a good buy. The obstacle avoidance, I can't find any literature about it. Super hard to land, like a lot of them are. Not as bad as some, but definitely notably bad. So just know that sometimes it won't want to land at all, and you're going to have to kind of play the game with that. So that's all I really want to say. I'm going to try to find some info, maybe a link to it. The link that I got it from it's no longer there. It's no longer available. So if I can find it, I'll definitely link it for you guys where you can buy it. But that's all I really got to say about it. It's solid for the price. You just cannot beat it. Brushless motors. Thanks for watching.